Hi everyone, you may have seen my recent video where I looked at the house that kept on getting crashed into. Well, I've just filmed that today, and a part of the analysis that I came up with was how people drive on the roads around here where I am at the moment in Epping in Essex. So I'm just going to go and have a little look about what I would do in situations like this. It's something straight from the off. This view out of the house where I'm staying is absolutely awful. So you just got to edge and creep and still be ready even if someone came. So yeah, where I'm staying, these roads are single track roads. You would have to deal with vehicles if they came the other way by using entrances, maybe some verges, but I did say on the video, like I've just explained, that sometimes what I've found is the drivers who drive on these type of roads, they approach things way too quick. Even coming back from filming before, I had a vehicle come up this way. They were good as gold, but I had to reverse into this entrance. And that should always be an option. You need to keep thinking, where was the last passing place that you came back or came past? And at the moment it's here. So if someone came now, it would be an easy reverse for me. Now, this road is unsuitable for heavy goods vehicles. Should mean that there's no one coming, but you never know. Sometimes people just ignore the rules. But notice my speed there. I'm tickling it round. There's my passing place. I'm constantly thinking of this, but we shouldn't have any lorries coming the other way, but that doesn't mean we're not going to get some wide cars. Cars nowadays, they're much wider than when I learnt. A couple of little passing places here, but just being super ready and super careful. If someone just flies around this corner, I've got to be ready to stop. No problems. The road stretches out. We're thinking of limit points here. Limit point's the furthest point we can see, and you've got to drive in relation to that limit point. So if your limit point, like now, stretches out away and in front of you, you can go a little bit quicker. Can't go too fast because of the entrance to the building, and that's my little passing place to that left side. Now I've got slower because my limit point is closer, but I'm matching my speed to how quickly my limit point moves, and that's how you know you're pretty good. So look what's happening here. I'm getting closer to my limit point. Although the limit point's just starting to move a little bit, I've got to be super careful in case someone's doing the wrong thing, especially downhill here. That's my little passing point. You watch, I'm going to drive all the way up this road. We're not going to have an absolute thing. But the road a little bit further up does widen. It's still not brilliantly wide. There's loads of these roads around here, and honestly, it's common. You've just got to be on your toes. There we go. So how are we going to deal with this? The passing point is that entrance, and that car has, and brilliantly, sussed it out really quick. So the locals are going to suss this out, but I do think that sometimes locals do take a little bit of a risk. I'm just going to position out to the right hand side this time to get an earlier view, and by doing that, that's my last little passing point. By doing this, by keeping a position and using the whole road, you may think, oh, so passing point, here we go. Because I positioned early, has he got enough room? Yes, he has. No bothers. All good. So do you notice, by positioning out wide early, I was able to see sooner, they were able to see me sooner, and it literally just fixed the situation. I was ready to reverse. There wasn't a lot of room there for that guy. Just got to show a little bit of caution here. I've got a junction to deal with. This one's pretty awkward as well. That's okay, we're fine. Yeah, that little situation with a guy in a van coming the other way, not the curb, the verge across the other side, I had a big pothole in, so that's why he was extra slow. What I would have done if he wasn't happy there, I would have literally gone forward a bit more and then reversed back into that little entrance. If there's not much room to steer in, you can see what I mean about the holes at the side of the road. Now, these are the roads where you might be able to make a little bit more progress, but just think of the width. My right wheel's just inside that line and my left wheel's just inside this line. So if something big came the other way, and that pinch is there as well, but if someone came the other way, honestly, and you're approaching way too quick, you're going to be clipping wing mirrors or even wings of cars. So honestly, it's no good. Bigger vehicle coming the other way. And I know people moan the speed of that. I know people moan there's pedestrian warning sign as well. I know he's coming out of this more risky area, but it's a little bit quick in my opinion. And that goes back to the video that I've done on the junction that I mentioned. If you haven't seen it, please do check it out. So the best passing place is here. It widens, or sorry, it narrows where the yellow car is now. And I just held back at the widest point, checked, moved in towards the left-hand side. So even though I've got priority, there's no obstructions on my road. If the road simply isn't wide enough for two vehicles, you have to do something about it. Notice my pace while I've been driving as well. It's just not panicked. I can still talk and drive as well. And if you feel as though you can talk and drive, you're generally at a reasonable pace. If you can't talk and drive, honestly, you might be driving that little bit too quick. So verbalize what you're doing can be a good skill. I'm not saying talk to camera. I don't talk to camera. I occasionally look across towards my left mirror and it makes people think that I'm looking at the camera. But no, I'm conscious of the camera being there, but no, I'm just talking and watching what's going on. But verbalize the stuff that you do yourself. So these roads, it's not something that I encounter a lot in Liverpool. I know certain parts of the country, we've seen it many times from Devon and those type of areas that you're going to get single track roads, but I've encountered a lot around here. Notice my speed there again. I'm going to do the same. No one's overtaking me. I'm going to position wide and early, just so if someone did come, sorry, terrible use of English there, Ashley, people would see me here. I'm just making sure I'm slow enough until I know it's good. So how do you cope with those roads? Would you be driving a little bit faster than I was driving there? If so, it might be time just to slow it down a little. Let me know what you think in the comments, and what part of the country do you live in, and are there many roads like that where you live? Because like I said, there's not many in Liverpool. Keep safe, I'll see you soon.